offshore Guyana and an agreement to repay these companies for pre-contract costs. Guyana's neighbor, Suriname, has done a much better job of securing the value in the prolific basin that these two countries share. Suriname's model PSC explicitly states that pre-contract costs and interests on loans are not recoverable. Suriname's Statsoli said that its PSC is world-class. Guyana's contracts have gone in the other direction. Meanwhile, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has accused the former APNU-AFC administration of defending the illegalities surrounding the award of prime state lands situated at Ogle. His comments came after the now opposition encouraged the recipients not to return the lands as they were quote-unquote lawfully obtained. Now the party's comments were also bolstered by the utterances of Aubrey Norton, a PNCR executive. But with clear evidence that the lands were illegally obtained, the vice president insisted that the opposition party, part of the APNU, seeks to defend the non-transparent awards of the lands instead of condemning it. What was meant to be a fun sleepover Tuesday evening turned deadly after a 15-year-old Kitty resident was shot to the head with a .32 Taurus pistol. The boy, Rocky Saw, was reportedly found at around 3 hours yesterday, lying in a pool of blood inside the home of his 16-year-old friend, who is now in police custody. Saw, according to family members, had gone there for a sleepover. We were told that the teen was unconscious but still alive when he was found, but succumbed to his injuries around 14 hours 30. That should be 14 hours 20 yesterday. Relatives of the dead teen said that he received a single gunshot wound to the right side of his head. It is understood that Saw and his friend were home alone when the incident occurred. His friend reportedly found his father's firearm and began playing with it. He allegedly pointed to Saw's head in a playful manner and accidentally pulled the trigger. The gun went off and Saw fell. And moving on, the University of the West Indies has been invited by recently elected President of Guyana, Dr. Irfaan Ali, to help drive forward Guyana's human resource development strategy. The university, in a statement yesterday from its Cave Vale campus in Barbados, said it is currently negotiating an agreement with the government of Guyana to help to train up to 20,000 nationals over the next 5 years through the UWI Open Campus. Let's tell you now that former Minister of Natural Resources and AFC Executive Raffle Trotman would prefer that there be an investigation into the awards of offshore oil blocks by an independent international firm with such notoriety and competence as Global Witness. The attorney at law provided this comment when we asked him today. Awards of multiple oil blocks have been perceived by some sections of society and political commentators to have been made under suspicious and or corrupt circumstances and not in keeping with the best interests of the Guyanese people. And coming from Reuters, Angola's state oil giant made no money from core oil activities last year. A Reuters analysis of its full accounts shows as billions of dollars in debt repayments ate up profits. The bleak disclosure within the company's 121-page annual financial results published in Portuguese last week underlines the perils facing the impoverished oil-dependent nation, even before oil prices plunged due to the coronavirus. Sonangol is the engine of sub-Saharan Africa's third largest economy and Africa's number 2 oil exporter. The decline in crude prices has worsened Angola's debt burden. And moving on, the man who is alleged to be the killer of a 16-year-old girl who was found dead after a drinking spree was yesterday slapped with a murder charge and remanded to prison. The defendant, 38-year-old Wickroy Mitchell, a minor of number 53 Village Berbice, appeared virtually before Senior Magistrate Sunil Scarce in the Matthews Ridge Magistrates Court when the indictable charge was read to him. The magistrate remanded the defendant to prison, and he is expected to make his next court appearance on February 2nd, 2021 for the commencement of the preliminary inquiry into the murder. And finally, let's tell you the Ministry of Health today reported a 60-year-old woman from Region 4 as the latest COVID-19 fatality. The woman was recorded as Guyana's 104th COVID-19 death. Additionally, the Health Ministry recorded 62 new COVID-19 cases, increasing the total number of confirmed cases to 4,976. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.